Good afternoon guys and welcome back to the channel. Chris Dennis here, putting specialist and short game performance coach. So today we're back on an episode out on the golf course and we're looking at course management. So we're here at Rotherham, so a big thanks to Greg, the head professional, and Andy Unwin, the new, or relatively new, head greenkeeper, who has got the golf course in great shape at the moment since he's took charge. So today we're on the 11th hole. If you look at last week's video, which I'll put on the screen now, hopefully, we play the 10th hole. So the 10th hole is a par 5, not a long par 5, but I was able to get out of there with a par. So we showed you different options where you might be playing for the par, although it's short. It's not an easy birdie chance because it's a dog leg to the right. We might not be able to get past the corner, and it's about plotting your way around and giving yourself shots that you prefer to hit. So today's example, again, this is called the triangle here at Rotherham, and it is where people want to make birdies and probably get more aggressive than they need to. So the 11th here is a 300-yard par 4. Unfortunately, I don't have flyovers still because my drone is slightly broken. So again, another blind shot. So you'll see from last week's video, into the green, we wasn't able to see where the green was. Luckily, I drove past it and I know where the flag was and I knew what I needed to do, where I wanted to leave the ball. Here, this hole, you can't see this flag from any part of the course, so it's now a little bit of guesswork as to where the flag is and what you want to do. At 300 yards and it is downhill, you know, you'll be able to get very close, but think for yourself, do you like those shots between 30 yards and 90 yards? Is that a range that you feel comfortable with, or is it too fiddly and you don't feel comfortable? Because that's going to take a big decision on what you hit off the tee. We saw on the last hole, I gave myself 40 yards, didn't catch it great, and it just got onto the front of the green, but it could have put me in trouble if a bunker was there. So on this hole, I'm going to use a 7-iron, although it's 300 yards, I'm going to hit a 7-iron, which should leave me probably 100 yards in, and I can be a little bit more aggressive towards the flag. It's not a big green, so I want something that I can still hit with some control. So let's go. So 7-iron, I'm going to play this up the right-hand side because I know the fairway slopes from right to left. So a little bit back in the stance, don't need to get it too high, and just nice and easy. So up the right hand side, as predicted, that's bounced a little bit left, so that should be probably in the middle of the fairway. So let's go down and see how far we've got. So it's the little things here, I do apologise, it's uneven, but one thing Andy's done here, greenkeeper, these nice walkways down to the fairway on every hole, which do look quite impressive. Again, nothing to do to help you, I just thought I'd point it out. So let's get down to my ball. So you can see it slopes away, I can actually see the ball is up on the right hand side, and I've got a longer shot in, which is going to allow me to send it in a little bit higher. This green's not very big, so get it landing soft and hopefully somewhere close to the flag. So here we've got just under 100 yards, so 95 yards in. So I'm going to play my 56 degree. It is downhill, so it's playing closer to an 85 shot. So as we know, it is winter now, so we are on winter rules. So take advantage of being able to clean and place your ball. If you have got any alignment aids on your ball, so if you do have a line on there, use your line. Here, I know this is going to move a little bit left off the slope, so I would have my line on the ball pointing just at the right side of the green. And then from here, I can square up that club face, because alignment here on the sloping lies is something we really need to think about. So as you can see, there's two bunkers. So if I did go with something longer, such as a 3-wood, and try and get there in these conditions, I might leave myself that awkward 40 yard bunker shot, and from my experience, doesn't always work out well. So we can catch some heavy out of there. I've seen multiple people, including myself, thin it over the back of the green, and then we're turning a very short hole, a good birdie chance, into we're struggling for a par. We're looking at a bogey, then we get more annoyed, and then we're going into the last 6 holes, 7 holes here at Rotherham, and you're trying to push, and it doesn't get much easier on the back 9. So clean and place, think about the trouble. Here I've avoided all the trouble. I'm on the slope, but I can adjust for that. So now I'm going to come in here, a pretty full shot here. Nice and high. And that's landed nice and soft on the right edge of the green. And giving myself, it's gone into the middle of the green, it's probably left myself maybe 15-20 feet. But that would be much closer than potentially if I'd left myself short-sided on the right, because again this green does slope away to the left. As a result there, it's going to be very hard for me to keep it anywhere near the flag. So I've took that problem out, I've hit the middle of the green, and I've given myself a chance. And if we can keep giving ourselves chances, like I did on the par 5, even from a longer distance, we're making easy pars, or for yourself it might be easy bogeys, but we're trying to make it as easy as possible to score. Keep giving ourselves chances, confidence will grow, and at some point we'll get one to fall. As you would expect with a short par 4, it's well protected. We've got the 2 bunkers, like I said, at 30 and 40 yards. We've got 3 bunkers on the left hand side of the green and 1 on the right hand side of the green. We can see the green slopes left to right, so risk and reward, if we're talking that way, you know, hitting a driver down here, we've got a very tricky chip shot over, we could leave ourselves 30 feet. If we're in the bunker here on the left, it's probably going to run away and maybe get into the rough on the other side, unless you play a really good shot. So there's a lot of trouble around here, and if you're not confident around the greens, if your short game's not something that it's a strength, leave yourself that longer shot. I've been able to here nice and easy give myself a good chance of a birdie. So left to right, I've read this and lined it up already. Cool. So great roll, slightly underpaced, but had a good chance, but very effortless there. I've hit a 7-iron, I've hit a sand wedge, and I've hit a putt that's had a very good chance of going in. There we go, there's our 4. So guys, a short par 4 doesn't always mean you have to go for that. So you don't have to be too aggressive, you don't have to think, right, it has to be drive, I have to get as close as possible. Think about your golf course. When you do have your short par 4s, do you get too close? Do you leave yourself in a bunker, in rough, trying to chip to a very small green and end up coming off more times with a par or a bogey than you do with a birdie or the elusive eagle? So plot your way around, think about where you can leave your ball, where's going to have a nice shot in. If you're going to have a wedge in anyway, you're going to have a bit more control with that, and you're more than likely going to hit the green, I would hope, and if not, you're going to be on the edge. So guys, different way there to play a short drivable par 4. Depending on the day, we might change that. In the summer it could be different, which I will go through when I come back here in the summer. So guys, that's hole number 11 here at Rotherham. Big thanks to the guys here at Rotherham, and I will see you again later on in the week.